Hi, I'm Jeff Chavis, and today I want to talk to you some about pre-Columbian America the Beautiful. Our seminar for General Conference is Evangelizing the Native American Community. And I'd like to read from the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 26. And hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and had determined the time before appointed in the bounds of their habitation. Before Columbus, the Native American population averaged over 20 million souls. Today, in all of North America, there's only 6 million souls now. So it's important that we evangelize the Native American community because our numbers have really dwindled over the last couple hundred years. And there are a lot of reasons for that. I won't go into all that, but we have to look at the American Indian life in the 21st century, the urban Indian versus the reservation native. The book of Mark, chapter 16, says, and he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. The Native American people need to hear this gospel. They are the First Nations. They're the first people. And really the problem is they are a forgotten people that needs to be remembered, especially in the hour that we live in now. So these are some of the things that we will talk about in the seminar, is evangelizing these great people, is knowing about them, where they come from, what their traditions are, what they believe. We have to understand that they've come a long way, and there's a lot of animosity in a lot of them's heart. We have a younger generation that live quite differently, but they're still influenced by the older ones. And so on reservation life, families are families. They all lean toward one another. A mother can be a mother to all the kids on the reservation. So they're really influenced in the hour that they're living. Reservation life, for the most part in the 20th century, Indian children were removed from their homes and sent to government schools. And some religions, especially Catholicism, assisted the federal government in establishing Indian schools, which had devastating long-term effects on the life of these children. I myself went to an all-native school, government controlled, and I was a sophomore in high school before it ever changed. That was in 1970. So what we have to understand is we're not talking 50, 100, 175 years ago. We're talking in the 60s and 70s that my life was impacted by what took place as far as the prejudice and the other things for Native American people. I was 16 years old before I ever went to town. My father wouldn't let us go to town because of the racism and a lot of things that were taking place, the waterfront situations. So you have to understand what a lot of these folks have gone through, and even the younger generation are dealing with the same things because they're influenced by the older ones. So reservation life was quite different. Now, basically, I've been raised urban. I've never lived on the reservation, and it's been quite different for me. Our people are mostly landowners. We have tribal lands, we have tribal headquarters, we have basically everything the reservation has, except we're not limited to those boundaries that the government has put us on. So I'm thankful, but we're dealing with two different concepts of Native American people. When we talk about evangelizing Native American people, we have to understand that these are the things that you need to know. If you're working, if you're a pastor or a group that's working with Native American people, they have to trust you. And one of the ways to get them to trust you is know their history. Talk to them about it and make them feel like that you're really concerned about them, because truly we are concerned about them. But they feel better toward you when you putting forth the effort to understand where they're at and where they're coming from. And I tell especially pastors around our organization that the best way to win a Native American is be friends. Just absolutely be friends with them. Let them know you love them and care for them. And once you make friends, you can tell them anything then, because now you've got their heart, you've got their mind, and they're willing to listen about anything that you have to say, as long as within reason. But when it comes to the gospel, they're interested in knowing about God Himself. So you have to understand that there's a difference between the reservation native and the urban native, and it's important to know that. When I look at, the Native American spiritual life, tradition versus modern today, Matthew 28:19-20 tells us, "Go ye therefore, teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world." Amen. Native American people are deeply spiritual people. Even the younger generation, because they're influenced by the older. They're deeply spiritual folks, and you have to understand that. They believe in the Great Spirit. Now, every tribe might be a little bit different. They might have a different name for that Great Spirit, but you have to understand that they believe in the Great Spirit. And listen, my mother always told me there's only one God. Now, she was a member of Southern Baptist Church, but when me and my wife taught her a Bible study, and we would drive an hour and a half one way to teach her a Bible study. So one morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, our phone rang. It was my mother. My wife answered the phone, and she said, "God just filled me with the Holy Ghost." And at 77 years old, she understood really who that Great Spirit and that one God was. But she always believed, she would look at me and say, "Boy, there ain't but one God. There's only ever been one God." She said he might have different names, but He's only one. And so they're very deeply spiritual people. The great Creator, Wonka Tonka, the Great Spirit that gives life to all living things. Wonka means sacred and holy. And you look at tradition, then there's the pipe. Plains tribes carried a sacred pipe. The pipe was used to important events such as festivals, Thanksgiving, or when 2 or more tribes gathered, the elders would sit down and pass the pipe. It weren't just wrong in their eyes, it was tradition, it was what they did. And they had other beliefs. The Plains Indians was that each animal that was killed was a sacrifice. One thing you need to know about Native American people, they did not hunt and kill for sport. Now, they do it today, but back in their time, they only killed what they ate. They didn't kill for sport. They believed in the animals and the earth and all these things. But the 21st century Native American usually has a very complex sense of spirituality. This is due to the beliefs of the forefathers being a part of this makeup, as well as the influence of the pagan beliefs of Roman Catholicism, Mormonism, and the Charismatics. So these are some of the things that we will talk about in the seminar at General Conference. And I'm just briefly looking, at some things here as to what evangelizing the Native American community is truly all about. We need to reach our First Nation people, our Canadians, our Alaskan Native. We need to reach them all. They need God, and we need to understand that we need to take it to them, but we have to understand the people themselves. It's a whole different ball game when you talk about Native American people versus many of the other cultures that's a part of our country today. These people are First Nation people. They were here before Columbus. They were here planting corn and doing all these things and farming and doing a lot of things before Columbus ever showed up. But the Native American people have been devastated through the years, ruined. Entire tribes are gone off the face of the earth today. They're extinct because they were killed out. And when you figure better than 20 million and now 6 million, there's a lot of people that's gone. And even though our tribes today are trying to bring back a lot of our culture and languages and all these things, that we're just trying to reach the Native American people. So in conclusion, there are some striking similarities between the truth of the Word of God and the American Indian spirituality. Many believe in one eternal, great, Holy Spirit before Columbus showed up. We have to understand that they worshiped a lot of things. They worshiped the earth. They worshiped the mountains. You probably heard the term the four sacred mountains. They worshiped land. They worshiped animals. Even a lot of our tribes today still do some of this. But that's why you need to understand and know that when you're evangelizing these folks, you have to know everything about them. And there's a lot of resources to learn about these folks. You can go on the internet, and every tribe has a website that tells everything about them, their government, and everything. So if you're going to work with natives, do your research, because that's important. And if you're going to try to evangelize, especially the reservation native, you need to know what to do before you ever go on that reservation. Because if you go on the reservation and do something wrong, they kick you off, you don't get back home. They're very protective of what they have and who they are. So one of the things that we'll talk about too is tribal council government. An elected tribal council governs most Native American tribes. Reservations are divided into districts with one or more representatives elected from each district. The tribe elects one individual to serve as a tribal chairman or tribal woman. The tribal council meets as often as deemed necessary to conduct business of the tribe. And, tribal business, includes dispersion of federal funds, oversight of land, water, mineral rights, appointments of tribal judges, police, personnel, etc. Each federally recognized tribe lives under the sovereign government under the council of the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs. So almost every tribe has its own government. And when you go on the reservation, you have to abide by their laws, and it's very important that you do. Many tribes today have tremendous wealth of land, water, and mineral resources, as well as human resources. There are quite a number of companies across America that are interested in setting up businesses with the tribes, and there are unlimited opportunities for business developments. Tribes today are in great need of strong and moral leadership, and that's where we come in, and that's what we need to provide to let these folks know that we all serve a great God that's willing to change our lives and help us, that we all may go to heaven one day. So here's what we need to understand. The Native American Indian tribes, it's farm missions in our backyard. These folks need us. We need them. And we need to take this gospel to them. Revelations 5 and 9. And they sung a new song saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou hast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the blood of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. Revelation 5 and 9. So, if you can attend the seminar, you will be blessed, and I will go into much greater detail than what I have here in the last few moments. The Native American people are one of the greatest people on the face of the earth, but they are a forgotten people, and we must remember them. They've been through many things, and even today, as early as the mid-60s and early 70s, where I myself, I'm only 67 years old, went to an all-Indian school that was government controlled. It would not allow us to speak our dialect. My tribe has a dialect, but we weren't allowed to speak it. They tried to force us to speak proper English. I still don't speak proper English. I'm just an old country boy and with my native slang, and that's all I'm ever going to be. But I love Jesus in the process. So God bless you today, and hopefully you can be a part of the seminar where we'll go into much greater detail. God bless you and have a great day. Thank you.